Snippets like these are common on websites. Developers include static assets from third parties because it's quick, it's convenient, and it means these are being served from a CDN, so will be loaded faster no matter where the user is browsing from. However, depending on somebody else to deliver key static resources to your website is not without risk. What if the code changes without you knowing? Whether done accidentally or maliciously, you will be serving that code on your website. Third-party resources may have off days where they may load slow, or not at all. Take Bootstrap CDN for example. We're depending upon this for a large chunk of our CSS, but a quick search on Twitter reveals that it has suffered outages in the past. Like in the advanced throttling and SPOF testing video, we can simulate how a dead third party would affect the website using Charles Proxy. It's not great. This is because the CSS is render blocking. So until all style sheets are downloaded and parsed, the critical rendering path is not able to complete. Every new TCP connection you open requires network negotiations which come at a cost. Looking back at the initial web page test report, we can see these in the waterfall. If these scripts were on the same server as everything else, they could all be delivered via the same TCP connection if a server is using HTTP2. One of the perks of HTTP2 is that all files downloaded over the same TCP connection are prioritized by the browser and server working together so that the most critical assets are delivered first. By splitting our static assets over multiple connections, we lose out on this. So, with all this in mind, let's bring as many third-party scripts as we can under our control. In the head template, go to these third-party URLs in your browser and save the contents to a local file in the root www directory, like so. Then just update each script's source attribute to point to the new file. Requests like this one don't work locally due to being dynamically built, so can't easily be replaced with local copies. We'll leave Google Fonts alone for now. That's it for now. It's a very simple change, but by bringing these static assets under our control, we're no longer at the mercy of someone else's infrastructure, and they are no longer potential single points of failure. Yes, you lose the advantages of serving these via CDN, but really, if you're serious about performance and have a global audience, you should be serving your entire website from a CDN anyway. Here's the next round of performance metrics, taking these latest changes into account. The website's rendering speed has improved, which can be seen in the video comparison. This is because we're loading the render blocking CSS and JavaScript from the same server now, so we save a little time due to fewer network negotiations, giving the browser access to these static assets sooner. Meanwhile, the time to interactive metric, even though still quite high, has also been reduced by nearly a quarter. This is because, like with CSS, we're downloading from the same server. In addition, one of the prerequisites for the time to interactive metric is that page content is visible. So when we see improvements to rendering speed, it's likely that time to interactive will follow. Meanwhile, blocking time and fully loaded have taken a little hit, though only by a small amount, so it could easily be incidental.